Hey guys, Jeffrey Walker, founder and CEO of Walgotti, located here in Houston, Texas, coming to you with a new video today. Really excited about this one, guys, because I am going to be covering the topic of credit repair. Now, this is my first video when it comes to credit repair, and so I want to give you guys, a bird's eye view of the process a credit restoration company is going to take you through, and also kind of what goes into the disputing aspect of it. But before I get to that, I want to give you guys a little bit of background on me and why I'm so fired up about credit repair as a service that I can offer and a business that I can build around that service. So I want to take you guys back to around 2007. I was in my mid-20s, 26, 27, somewhere in that area. And I began flipping houses, and I was very excited. I was living in San Antonio at the time, and the market was booming. I mean, people were making money like drug money. It was just a great economy, a great time. And I began to, I bought into a program. I was excited. I was going after my dreams. And then the market crash came. And I had been utilizing my credit cards to, buy business materials and signs and marketing stuff. And when that market crash came, I began to default on my responsibilities, and I got behind on my credit cards, and my credit went to crap. It went to the gutters, and I mean, we're talking like the low fives that I dealt with. And so after I got involved in real estate, or got out of real estate, because I didn't know how to make money in a down market. You certainly can, but I didn't know how, because that's not the mentorship that I bought into. They didn't teach that. And so I didn't know how to weather the storm. So I actually went and got a job temporarily, and then I got into network marketing. So remind you, I still have the debt. I still owe creditors. I still have bad credit, but now I'm involved in network marketing. And I am hopeful again about the future, and I am working my butt off, and I believe in my heart of hearts that I am going to go and make a fortune. So all of these financial problems that I had were going to disappear. Now you might be asking, well, what does this have to do with the video? Well, a lot of the people that I am friends with on my Facebooks and my sphere of influence, if you will, are network marketers. So I tell you this because this may resonate with you. And if you're doing what I did, stop it, because it's costing you thousands and thousands of dollars. So getting back to network marketing days, I was in love. I was having a blast. I was out building teams literally into the thousands. And I just had this belief that I was going to make all this money, that I was going to take care of all these problems, but the money never came. And meanwhile, guys, I'm buying cars and paying 18% interest. Every credit card that I could get, approved for had a limit at 500 most, some of them under that, because nobody wanted to take a risk on me. And so after I got out of network marketing, some of you know that story, but I decided this industry is no longer for me. And I went back into corporate America. And a buddy of mine actually got me the job, and it actually turned out to be a huge blessing for me, because they paid me really well. And in that time, I was able to begin to dig myself out of this hole that I was in. It was never intentional. I never believed I would be there, because I always believed that my freedom was going to come from network marketing. And so I got this job. I reluctantly got this job, and trust me, reluctantly, but I got it, and it served its purpose, and it allowed me to start repairing the situation that I had got myself into. Okay, so about roughly a year after I got this job, a friend of mine called me, and she said, "Hey, I hired this company, and within like 3 months, something like that. It may have been 4, it may have been 2, but it was a fairly short period of time. They were able to help her increase her credit score like 50 points, something like that." And I later found out that the reason it happened so quick is because she only had like 1 or 2 blemishes that they were able to address, and boom, she was able to have those types of increases. But I thought to myself, okay, listen, I'm at a point in my life where I can afford to pay $100, $120, whatever the amount was per month to the company to help me repair my credit. And so I began on that journey, and I started investing in this program. Now, month one, I get my responses from the credit bureaus. We're going to talk about that here shortly, but nothing happened. Like nothing came off of my credit report. Month two, I think maybe one item fell off, but it gave me hope. But remember, my friend is the one that told me about this, so I knew that she had really, really good results. So I said, you know what, I'm going to stay the course. And I kept with the program, and I believe it was about 9 months, guys. I went from about a 530, 540 to a 7 plus. Okay, I think the highest I got was like a 732 on TransUnion. But the bottom line, guys, is when you have 700 plus, 720 plus credit scores, you can pretty much do what you want. I mean, really, you have so many options available to you. So remember, I was paying 18% interest on my cars. I could never get out of the hole because I was so far upside down on my vehicles, and the interest rates were so high that it was setting me up for failure over and over and over again. And so now I remember I went from my what was I driving? I believe I was driving a Hyundai Sonata. And then I bought a Hyundai Genesis, which, by the way, I love that car. And I went from an 18% interest rate to a 13%. And I thought, man, I am living in the high times now, because I'm at 13%, and you wouldn't believe I was so excited to sign on the dotted lines of 13% interest for a car. I had no idea, because remember, guys, I've been paying 18% for the last umpteen years. Okay. And so then I ended up selling that car, and I bought the car that I have currently, and I ended up financing it because I was during the credit restoration process right now, towards the end of it. But I bought a car. I was going to start driving Uber as just a part-time job, as I had my full-time job, but I wanted to really put myself on a plan to get out of my hole, out of this situation. And so I was financed at 5% in that car. And then it was like 2 months later that my credit went above like 720 or something. So I went and refinanced my car to my current rate at 2.25%. But here's what I did, guys. Well, this is a whole different story, but I kept paying on that note as if it was 18%. I kept the payments. So my payment right now is $420. But I have continued paying $700 a month, and I have put a huge dent in that. So that's not the purpose of this call. That's a different video. But I want you guys to understand the power of having good credit. It's not just auto lenders that are looking at your credit. It's not just mortgage brokers. Employers are now looking at credit profiles. They want to know if this is someone that's trustworthy. What are their habits? Insurance companies are looking at your credit. Credit card companies are looking at your credit. And so, guys, credit is something that you really, truly should take serious. Very, very serious. And so credit repair is not a fee. Credit repair is something you're going to have to face. If you're currently where I was, at some point you're going to have to address this. So this is an investment, and it can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm living, breathing proof that this is true. So I truly 100% wholeheartedly believe in what it is that I'm sharing with you today. I mean, 100%. And so we're at about 9 minutes right now into the video. So I'm going to get to the point, but I wanted to share this with you guys because I believe it's important for you to know where I'm coming from and why I truly am passionate about what I'm about to talk with you about. So first and foremost, I am a true professional, licensed, bonded, registered, and certified in the state of Texas to legally do credit repair on your behalf. I did not just watch some YouTube videos and decide that I'm going to start charging people to do credit repair. No. I am a very serious business person, and I take my education very, very seriously. And I have invested hours upon hours learning this process of credit repair, what the laws are, why is it that I can actually dispute on your behalf, and by the way, you can also dispute your own credit, but that's a whole different video. So I have certifications, I've taken master courses, and I want to share with you guys some documentation because I believe documentation beats conversation all day long, right? And so here is the very first certification that I got, and I don't know if you can see that, but that does say, oh, wrong side, my bad, guys. November 16th, okay? November 16th, 2018 was the first certificate that I got for a class or a training that I invested in. Okay, now that took me a little while to study to be able to pass this, but I did. The second course that I took was December 20th, okay? And this right here is Credit Repair Mastery Class. So what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is that I truly am trained and I know what I'm talking about. I truly am. Now, my ability to relay that may be a little bit blemished. I might have some hiccups, but that's just because I get in my head. But the bottom line, guys, is I have been studying. I am certified. I have a master certification in the credit repair process. So I want you to understand that if you decide to hire my company, hire me to assist you in this process, you have to understand that I do truly take my business serious and I know how to help you. The other thing that I want to share with you guys is this: documentation beats conversation. This is the state of Texas, okay? Wall Gotti LLC. This is my company. And so I am also registered with the state of Texas. And here is my bond that is also required in the state of Texas. That's my signature. This is the amount of money I invested. Everything to show you guys that I am truly a legit company and I really can assist you. I've also invested in the highest, the most sophisticated platform on the market for credit repair. The most advanced software that there is. You have your own client portal. You will know every step of the process as I'm disputing, because you will receive an email every single time that I go to work on your behalf. In addition to that, you will have emails coming to you every other day with tips and secrets on how you can actually improve your credit score, not just by utilizing my services, but things that you can do in the process as well. I'm not going to get into all of the differences, but I do want to tell you that this is credit repair is a partnership. Okay, it's not just hire someone and continue charging your cards and continue applying for new credit. No, you have to actually keep your debt utilization down, and you want to limit your inquiries, because every time you go and apply for credit, that is showing the next person that you have recently applied for credit. And so I don't want to go off on a rabbit hole here, guys. I want to give you the bird's eye view, but I will be bringing more videos in the coming days, weeks, months, and years about this process. But today, I want to talk with you guys just really about the bird's eye view. I have this little piece of paper right here, very few notes, but this is something I'm going to look down every now and then just to keep me on track, because I think I have ADD, right? And so let's talk about the first step in credit repair. Number one is you have to pull your credit report. Number one, you're going to have to be okay with whoever it is that you hire getting deep into your personal information, because they cannot do their job without doing that. So that's the first thing that I'm going to tell you. I will be offering, and I'll talk about this here at the end of the video, but I'm going to be offering a credit consultation for free. And that is basically where I take your credit profile, your credit report, which I will show you exactly where you're going to pull that. And I'm going to import that into my software, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do a little bit of work, and I'm going to create a analysis for you that is going to show you where the challenges are within your credit report that we're going to discuss. And together, we're going to come up with a plan on exactly what we're going to dispute and why we're going to dispute them. You have to understand, guys, that I don't know anything about what happened within your within your accounts. I don't know if they are because of identity theft. I don't know if they're reporting the wrong balance. I don't know anything. So together we're going to have to go through that in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. It's a fairly quick call. And then I'm going to put a plan of action together. So we base on factual disputing. And in other words, we're not going to just send out letters at random that says, oh, that's not this person's account. No. We're going to do what's called factual disputing, and we're going to look for true inaccuracies on your credit profile. And 79% of the profiles across the country have inaccuracies on them. This is a big problem. And so there is a huge need for the service that I'm providing. But in doing so, a lot of times you're going to see that your credit scores are going to go up throughout that process. So the number one thing is to get you enrolled. Okay, what does that look like? Well, we're going to have your credit report. And we're going to show you exactly where to pull that. It's going to be free for the first 7 days. And then after that, currently it's $24.99. Now you may be saying, well, Jeff, what about this video, guys, may go to about 25 minutes. Okay. I have a timer on my screen here. I'm trying to be punctual, but I want to give you the goods here. Okay. So bottom line, guys, let me get back on track here. So you're going to have to, we're going to give you the place to pull your credit. It's a free 7-day trial. It's going to give us access to all 3 bureaus, and then it's $24.99 after that. Now you might be saying, well, Jeff, what about Credit Karma? I have Credit Karma. No. I cannot utilize Credit Karma. Number one, Credit Karma operates on Vantage scoring, which that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother day. But the bottom line, guys, is I personally cannot utilize Credit Karma, and I don't know majority of credit repair companies out there cannot either in terms of they are utilizing software. So I have a specific vendor that I'll have you pull from, and we're going to import that. I'm also going to need a proof of address. Okay, we're going to need you to upload in your client portal a proof of address with your name and your address on it, a copy of your driver's license, and then your social security card or number. Okay, so these are things that we have to have. Here's why. The credit bureaus love to do what's called stall tactics. And we're going to get more into that here shortly, but the bottom line is they will figure out any way that they can to not delete the inaccuracies off of your credit report because it actually cost them money. The craziest thing ever, guys, but it's the truth. So the bottom line, number one, is we're going to upload your documents, create your profile. We're going to secure payment. Obviously, this is not free, but the bottom line is we're going to get you set up in the system. Second thing is we're going to find the inaccuracies on your credit report. And then the third thing we're going to do, step 3, is I'm going to prepare the first round of dispute letters for you. Okay, now what is a dispute letter? Basically, it's a letter that we're going to send to the bureaus that basically is disputing why this is inaccurate on your credit report. And those reasons vary across the board. Maybe it isn't your account. Maybe you paid this off and it's a zero balance, but it's still showing a wrong amount. There's all different reasons on what we're going to actually dispute, but together you and I are going to come up with that plan, okay? So we're going to send off your first round of letters. Now, we have to allot enough time for mailing. So we're going to give 5 days for the envelope to get to the credit bureaus, and we're going to allow 5 days for the envelope to get back to us. Now, the first thing that I want to tell you in terms of mailing is when I mail the letters out on your behalf, the return letters will not come to me. Let me repeat that. They will not come to me. They will be sent to your house. So about 30 days after I send out your first round of disputes, which again, you will be notified in an email of exactly what I disputed, why I disputed it, and the date that I disputed it. So about 30 days from that time, you're going to begin to receive correspondence from the credit bureaus. Now, You may receive something before that, but you want to wait till you get the full report back. And then as soon as you get anything back, you want to tear it open like a Christmas present, see if anything's been deleted. And also you want to upload those files into the client portal, because in order for me to send out the second round of letters, I need to know what they said. So more times than not, they're going to come back and say that this account is validated. It's a valid account. The reporting in this account is valid. The date it was open is valid. The balance is valid. Whatever reason we disputed, they're going to come back and say, nope, this has actually been verified as accurate. It's valid. We're not going to do anything about it. So after you've uploaded that into your client portal, I'm going to go and I'm going to produce your second round of letters. Now, the time frame is about 40 days right now. So you're about 40 days into this process. Now what we're going to do is we're going to send the second round of letters, which is what we call the validation letters. And we're going to ask them to validate or verify how they verified these disputes. You said, Mr. or Mrs. Credit Bureau, that you said that this account is accurate. How did you do your investigation? What investigation did you go through to validate this account? Who did you speak with? What is their title? What is their name? What information did they give you and show you that shows that this is actually a valid account? Now we have to wait for them to send a response, okay? So again, that response is gonna go to you, and you're gonna upload that into your client portal, and as soon as you do, we're gonna be notified, and we're gonna go to work on the third round of letters, which is actually the fifth step, okay? A little bit confusing, but stay with me, guys. Now, this third round of letters is going to go to the original creditor, okay? So let's say that we're disputing a Chase credit card, as an example, okay? This third set of letters, the first two were to the credit bureaus. The third set is now gonna go to Chase. And we're gonna say, Chase, I have sent 2 letters to the credit bureaus, and they said that they verified that this is actually, everything is reporting correctly. So I need you, Chase, to send me documentation, like the original instrument that I signed, that shows that this is truly my account. And you have 30 days to do that, Mr. Chase Bank. And we're going to wait for them to send a response. Well, a lot of times, folks, they don't send responses. So after that, we're now going to send a letter to them that says a failure to respond. And we're going to send a letter back to the credit bureaus. Now, this is the 4th set of letters, okay? We're going to send the credit bureaus and say, listen, you said that Chase validated this account. I asked you how, and you said this is who you talked to. I went and talked with Chase, or not talked, but I mailed Chase, and they responded, or they didn't respond, that this is not, they didn't respond at all. So how is it that you're telling me, Mr. or Mrs. Credit Bureau, that that Chase told you that this account is valid when they weren't able to validate it with me? They never showed me proof. They never sent me anything showing that this is actually a legitimate account. So, Mr. Credit Bureau, Mrs. Credit Bureau, I need you to delete this immediately, or I might have to file suit. So guys, this is the process that you have to go through. Now, there are attorneys out there that they only focus, their sole duty in life is to sue credit bureaus, and there's a lot of lawsuits that happen all the time. Now, what most people do is if they haven't got the inaccurate information off of their account by this point, you have 2 options. You truly can hire an attorney, and they will work pro bono, and I can actually refer you some, because I know the right people, and that was part of my master class. So I know the right people to help you out. But what most people will do is they will restart the dispute process again, and we'd be surprised how often the second time around this stuff starts falling off like clockwork, okay? And so guys, that is the steps, the bird's eye view of what is happening within your general disputes. Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, what about student loans? Well, that's a different strategy. And that is really about You know what? I'll do a different video on that, but basically that's consolidating your debt so if you have different lenders that have lent you money that are reporting, you can go and do a consolidation, have someone buy that debt, consolidate it, and then we will dispute some factual information on the original debts there. So there's a strategy there. Bankruptcies, there's a strategy, and I'll do some videos on these strategies at a different time. We're on minute 25 right now. So bottom line, guys, is this is a legitimate process and it can change everything if you're patient. You have to understand and mentally prepare yourself, depending on how many challenges you have, that this could take some time. But I'm living, breathing proof sitting right here before you today that it is well worth it. Well worth it. Credit repair companies used to charge $5,000 and $6,000 to do this stuff. The person that I originally was introduced to this whole concept between credit repair and loan brokering, he charged a flat rate of $1,000, period. You either had to have $1,000, there was no monthly payment plans, and that's what he charged. And I learned a lot from that individual as well. I don't have a certification on that training because they didn't offer a certification. But bottom line, guys, is this is a process that a credit repair company is going to take you through. Now, if you have identity theft, that's a whole difference. That stuff will come off very quickly because we'll lead you on that, but you're basically going to go file a police report, and we're going to send that along to the credit bureaus and let them know, hey, this stuff, it must come off because this isn't my account. And by the way, here's proof of that. So there's a strategy for everything. And over time, I'll get deeper into those strategies, but I want you to understand that if you are in need of repairing your credit, now, let's talk about real quick who this isn't for. If you just defaulted on $20,000 or $10,000 worth of debt and you want me to fix that, I can't do it. If you have an active bankruptcy, I can't do that. So guys, this is something like if you have the older the accounts, they're going to come off quicker. Inquiries, all these things make a difference in your credit profile. And when we do a credit analysis, I will be able to point those things out to you. There's also something called a statute of limitations, and that's different in every state. So there's a certain time that the creditors can actually sue you. And then after that time, they can no longer sue you. And so these are all things that we have to look at to put a plan of action together on your behalf. So as I wrap it up, guys, if this is something that you've been thinking about, maybe you've had some challenges, you've been putting it off like I did for almost 7 years, now is the time, guys. It is 2019, and it is no better time than the present to address those challenges. And that way, by 2020, if not a lot sooner, you're able to go and get the best interest rates on the planet and get credit cards and everything that you need, employment, shelter, whatever it is, guys. I can assist you with that. I will be waiving for this first 10 people, okay, that's 10, not 5, but 10, first 10 people, I will be waiving my consultation fee of $149, okay? So this is a big benefit. My service currently, for the first 6 months, it will be $89 per month. Okay. Now the consultation fee is only waived for the first 10 people that send me a direct message that this is something that you would like to talk further about. The other expense per month is going to be the credit monitoring. That is a requirement. Why? Because I have to be able to see those updates every single month. Okay. So you're looking at $115 a month roughly. And I would say you need to be committed mentally at least for 6 months. Now, it may happen a lot sooner depending on what's going on. It may take a couple months more. But guys, I'm telling you, the $1,000 that I invested into repairing my credit has made a huge discount. And I would like to be able to help you as well. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know. I'm going to post this video, and I will post a link to my website as well. You can go check it out and read up on it. Again, it's about 95% done. But check it out, guys. If this is something you'd like to have a conversation about, we can schedule a time to jump on a 20-minute call. And the last thing that I'll say is this. if you want to do a credit consultation, the first step is, before I'll do that, is I'm going to send you the link to where you're going to pull your free reports. It's going to pull all 3 credit bureaus. And I will need to have that before we jump on the phone so I can do a credit analysis and actually have something to show you and actually make our time together valuable, and not just talking about the process like I'm doing today right now. No, I want to actually jump on the phone with you and show you what's going on within your credit profile, what items that we need to dispute, and then we can put a plan of action together if in fact you want to hire me to help you out. So guys, I hope this information was informative. This is my first video, guys, my very first video on credit repair. I actually was going to do a Facebook Live today and I completely butchered it. It was horrible. No one could hear me. I didn't know how to share my screen. Me and technology, we're becoming friends, but we've been enemies for a long time, but soon we'll be best friends, I promise you. And so thank you for sticking with me and me stuttering over my words, but just understand, guys, it's just because my brain works really fast and I'm trying to keep up with my mouth, what's going on in my head. So hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen. If this is something you want to talk about, send me a direct message on Facebook and just let me know, hey, this is something I'm interested in. I'll send you a link on where you're going to pull your credit, and then we'll schedule a specific time that we can jump on that works for you, and we'll go from there. So you guys have a great day. Again, Jeffrey Walker, founder and CEO of Volgati here in Houston, Texas. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.